Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3 Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, I'm your host, and I'm here joined by Edmonton filmmaker Brandon Rhinus. And he's probably over here when you're looking at it on the screen, but that's okay. So he runs a YouTube channel called Brandon vs. Movies, and you should go subscribe to it because on that channel we have a series where we discuss the Friday the 13th films, and there's one about to go up where we discuss the Nightmare on Elm Street films. And on my channel, we're discussing the Halloween series. We've done quite a few of them so far, and right now we're up to Rob Zombie's Halloween #2 from 2009. There's more Rob Zombie Halloween. Can you imagine? It's pretty crazy. Brandon, why don't you start us off with this ridiculous film?
When I saw this in the theater when it came
Yeah.
out, I hated it. It ruined my day. I was so pissed off. I was just like, man, it was just like it was not good. It has grown on me a little bit
Yeah.
in subsequent views to the point where I think it's actually better than the first one.
Hmm.
But I see why people would hate it.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not so much like the first one, it's kind of a better movie. It's just like I said in our review of the first Rob Zombie Halloween. I don't like all like the first half, the build up of his origin story. So you kind of have the second half of it that I like, whereas this one, I I couldn't say the whole thing was good, but it just overall I find it a more entertaining movie. Basically, I, I hate the opening scene. The first 20 minutes of the movie is one long scene, and then Laurie Strode wakes up and the whole thing was a dream.
Exactly.
So basically, it's like the whole opening of the movie never happened.
Yeah.
Like that is such a that she you should never ever do that in a movie for any reason. Never ever
Yeah.
wake up and it was all a dream. It's such a terrible trope, and it wasn't just like a 2 minute thing. It was like a quarter of the movie. It
Yeah.
was like this whole like yeah, that really annoyed me.
It
But
was
from
really
then on,
frustrating. Yeah.
there was some bad stuff in this movie, but I found a lot of it entertaining. And it almost like it went in a different direct. It's almost like a different movie. It's almost like its
Yeah.
own remake. Dr. Loomis is back, but he's like a different character. He's like a different guy. Like he just acts. He's kind of an arrogant asshole in this one,
Yeah.
completely different from the first movie. But overall, and it's got weird stuff with like his Michael Myers psychic connection to his mom's spirit, and she's like got a white horse, and it's like, where did this come from? Like it's very weird, but I find it's the funner one to watch of the two.
It's my friend Jeff O'Brien says that regardless of what you think of the rest of the movie, the stabbing sound effects are top notch. And I'll give him that. There are some
Yeah.
really good stabbing sound effects. And Michael Myers really has the grunties in this one too. You hear him grunt an awful lot in this movie. Um, the preamble that we see, we don't see a lot of preamble. Well, actually, the whole movie, as you mentioned, starts off the instant that the last one ended, just like Halloween 2 did for reals in the original the 1981 version. Started the second that the last movie left off. Laurie Strode is being transported to the hospital. Her injuries are gnarly. The stuff that happens in the first 20 minutes of this movie is really visually good. Like the effects are great that we see. They are, she's got a very large visible break in her leg, and her wrist is all messed up, her arm's all messed up. They're pulling glass out of her from every which place. They're really showing it too. They're showing close up. They're knitting her back together. Really gnarly stuff. And then we see the Sheriff Brad Dourif is trying to wrangle these coroner's office guys, trying to get them to transport the body of Michael Myers. And apparently he weighs like a metric shit ton. Like this guy weighs a lot. So he's got seven dudes trying to transport him into this truck. The two truck drivers are Dayton Cali from Sons of Anarchy. So the old guy who was like the sheriff, the crooked sheriff in Sons of Anarchy, and Richard Brake. And this is the first time that Richard Brake and Rob Zombie work together. I love Richard Brake. He's awesome. He was the very first um, Ice King or the King of the White Walkers or whatever in Game of Thrones. He was the dude in the blue makeup and the crown and all that sort of business until the last season, and then they had to replace him because he was off doing other stuff. But just a fantastic actor. The two of them are transporting Michael Myers to the coroner's office or to get incinerated or whatever it is they're going to do to him. Having a typical Rob Zombie conversation about having sex with corpses. And one of these movies conversations, and they run into a cow. And let me tell you, the effects for that they used for this crash were insane. Dayton Callie's body is completely turned into like this tub of goo, which is like really nasty and gross. I was very impressed. And Michael gets out and finishes off Richard Brake. They go into this long scene of Lori in the hospital, and it's kind of not, it's not a shot for shot remake of the 1981 version of Halloween 2, but it's, along the same lines, except for Annie Brackett survived for some reason. I guess they wanted more Danielle Harris. What are you going to do? And so Michael is um, pursuing Lori through the hospital. We get some cool cameos from Octavia Spencer, and I don't know the name of that guy that plays the security guard in the little booth. He's a heavier guy. He was from Office Space. He's got a mustache. He's in all sorts of
Oh,
things. I don't
yeah,
remember his name. I should remember his name. He's a great character actor.
yeah.
But yeah, and then like Brandon said, the whole thing was a friggin' dream. So all of that stuff never happened. We don't know all we know is that Michael Myers' body was never recovered. We don't know if there was a crash, if Dayton Cally and Richard Brake's characters were actually killed and then Michael Myers got loose, or if he just was never there in the first place. Nobody knows. And I don't know what time period this is supposed to happen in because it's 2 years later at this point in time. But these characters don't feel like they're from the 80s any longer. They feel like they're from the 90s. This feels like a grunge movie at this point in time. Like they dress like grunge people and they have grunge posters on the walls. And I don't know.
Yeah, like the whole vibe of this movie is different, which I guess is kind of cool. Instead of
Yeah.
repeating the same thing, like this, the whole aesthetic of it's 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 a completely different movie, completely
Yeah.
different tone. And yeah, now if like when I rewatch it, I just skip that whole long opening part. Because like, what's the point of watching it, even though it's well done and it's
Yeah.
cool? But it's like, what's the point of watching it if
Yeah.
it didn't actually happen?
Yeah,
So
none of it
it's just
happened.
like I just skip it like that. And just to start the movie out with a major disappointment, here's
Yeah.
this really cool scene, and then haha, that didn't happen, just fooled you. Then
JK
you start the
LOL.
movie out like that, I'm like, okay, you already pissed me off. And yeah, so yeah, take it from there.
He tries to win you back. Lori apparently is all messed up and she's living with Sheriff Brad Dourif and his daughter, Danielle Harris. And the two of them are all messed up and they're all scarred too. Like you can see the scars on their faces and their bodies. And she is going through, they're both, I believe, heavily medicated and going through therapy. But Laurie's therapist is Margot Kidder. And so it's nice to see Margot Kidder. This is probably one of the last things that she was in before she unfortunately um, lost her battle to her bipolar disorder. Um, so it was nice to see her. She works in a coffee shop that's run by Howard Hessman. That's another fun cameo from that guy. Meanwhile, Michael Myers is wandering the countryside, going from farm area to farm area, I guess, living off of animals and dogs that he catches and killing the occasional redneck that he encounters, like Bobby Elvis from Sons of Anarchy, second Sons of Anarchy cameo in this movie. But yeah, he's just wandering around looking like Rob Zombie, if you ask me. He's got the long, scraggly beard, he's got the dreadlocked hair, he's got it all in his face. I kind of felt like maybe that was a bit of a self-insert, especially when he was standing in all of these scenes next to his mother, who's played by Rob Zombie's wife, Sherry Moon Zombie, dressed all in white with this white horse and a child version of himself for some reason. Who knows? Crazy. Um, but I kind of felt like maybe it was a bit of a self-insert. Tyler Mane spends a lot of this movie unmasked. He's not wearing the mask nearly as often as Michael Myers has in every other movie up to this point, and you get to see his face quite a bit. Not completely uncovered because there is a lot of hair in the way, but yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. I don't necessarily appreciate the whole Oedipal thing that they brought into it because even Loomis is talking about Michael Myers having an Oedipus complex at the beginning. Like he was in love with his mother, like romantic love with his mother, and he wanted to kill his father. And he had all of these fathers along the way. And I don't think that that is necessary in this whole thing, other than Rob Zombie likes to make things gross. So. maybe that was it, or maybe it's the self-insert because he's in love with his wife and
Yeah.
he sees himself as Michael Myers for some reason. Like you said, also, uh, Malcolm McDowell plays Loomis entirely differently this time around. He's more of a character. He's more of like Robert Downey Jr.'s character from Natural Born Killers. He's like just an asshole who's trying to make money off of everybody and really exploiting the danger that he put all of these people in by allowing Michael Myers to continue on doing what he did, well, you know, at the same time, I don't think it's his fault that Michael got loose when you think about it that way. But he certainly is profiteering off of all of this pain and misery, and that's not cool. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like what the reason was for changing Loomis's character. I wonder if they're just like, you know what? It's not as
Yeah,
interesting. Like in the first one, he was a good guy, right? He was like the Honey Michael Myers, kind of like the old Donald Pleasance one.
yeah,
I wonder if Rob Zombie kind of decided it's kind of the end of the character. There's not much we could do with him there.
yeah.
So let's change him and just have him be this like arrogant, exploitative bastard, who's just like making money off of books and stuff, and you know the talk show circuit of
Hmm.
exploiting this thing. And he's even got a different haircut. Like he just looks different too. It's almost
Yeah.
like it's like a different character played by the same actor with the same name. But yeah, he was just yeah, he was a different guy.
Yeah, and then eventually, old Sherry Moon tells, she's not old, I mean, Sherry Moon tells Michael Myers, you know what? It is time. It's Halloween. It's time for you to go back into town and fetch your baby sister, Baby Boo, who is Laurie Strode. Shockers. You know, spoiler alert, I guess. But she doesn't realize that she's Baby Boo, but he does. So he decides he's going to go back into town. And first stop is the local strip club where his mother used to dance, so that he can have a scene where he sees his mother dancing and have some sort of an epiphany, I guess. This whole movie is so friggin' weird. But we do get to see him kill Jeff Daniel Phillips. This is the first time we're seeing him in this movie. I don't know if this is his first working with Rob Zombie in this film, but they're longtime collaborators as well. Jeff Daniel Phillips. He's the Herman Munster from Rob Zombie's Munsters, and he's been in a ton of stuff. He plays two roles in this movie. He plays the bouncer at the strip club who gets his head mashed with a boot until it's gross, until it's just a mess. And he also plays an MC at a party, at a Halloween party later. He's the guy up top with the monster teeth in, and who's doing all the announcing. And we also get to see Ken Roebuck, who is a character actor. He's been a character actor for decades. Most recently seen, I believe, in Terrifier 3 as Santa Claus. But he plays a strip joint owner who is banging one of the strippers who happens to be the wife of Jeff Daniel Phillips's character while wearing a Frankenstein mask. And then Michael Myers comes in and murders everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he just makes his way through town and starts killing everybody again. And that's what he does. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
I hated it the first time I saw it. Like there are good elements and it did improve itself. I was watching with a friend of mine who'd seen it
yeah,
before and we wa and it's like, you know, watching this again, it's actually like better than I remember and I think it's better than the first one. It's not to say it's great and it's like each movie has its own positive qualities and negative qualities.
yeah,
I just find that like if you just want to watch something be entertained for a couple hours, like
yeah.
part two is kind of just cooler to watch, and it's got some brutal kills. Like you
Oh,
mentioned
yeah,
the grunting, like Michael just like repeatedly stabbing someone, yeah, and great stabbing sound effects while
yeah,
grunting. It's like holy shit, this one's like way more brutal than we're used to with the original series. But that alone is not enough to make it necessarily a good or great entry. It's
yeah,
just okay.
yeah,
Um, it's yeah, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. Like I like certain things about it and I don't like certain things about it. And
yeah.
it kind of depends on my mood when I watch it, whether or not I'm gonna like it or not, maybe.
It had some really cool visuals. I mean, the Halloween party is very visually
Mm.
appealing. The costumes that they wore, that the three young ladies that went, Lori and her two friends, wore, one was Dr. Frankenfurter, and then one was the Little Nell character, and one was I can't remember the name of the other character from Rocky Horror Picture Show, but they went as a Rocky Horror trio. That was pretty cool. The costumes were really well done. Uh, I think that it was ridiculous that he kept seeing his mother pop up again and again and again. It was visually impressive. Like the way that they showed Sherry Moon Zombie as kind of like a ghostly character along with the rest of them. I could see the aesthetic that they were going for. I didn't necessarily agree with that business, but visually I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
hmm
I can agree
I
with
don't
that.
I don't necessarily care for the ending either. I thought the ending was dumb, but at least that means they'll never make another, right?
Yeah.
And like I alluded to at the last one where we talked about there was a lot of interference from the Weinstein brothers in the creation of this movie. Rob Zombie vowed that he would never make a sequel. I don't know why he changed his mind, but he did change his mind and he made this one, as you can see, because we watched it. But he says that the production team on this one, that the Weinstein brothers were even more up his ass on this one than they were in the
Oh
last
man.
one. And the whole thing, initially it was supposed to be that Laurie Strode became the killer. And they completely took that away from him. They wouldn't allow him to progress with that. And they spent so much time bothering him that he has since disowned these two movies. He does not consider them his any longer.
Hmm.
And that's unfortunate because, I mean, they're not bad movies. I
Yeah, there's
really
definitely
like the
good
first
stuff in
one.
them.
Yeah. The first one I liked. This one, um, I still liked it a little bit less. What do you rate this one?
I think I gave the last one a six. I think I'd also
Yeah.
give this one a six, just a
Okay.
slightly different six. I think I like it better, kind of.
Yeah.
Parts of it I like less,
Yeah.
but overall I kind of like it more. So yeah, I'd say that's a reasonable estimate.
All right. Well, we're in the hand-holding club in this one because I give it a six also. So, it's not my favorite for sure, but it's definitely better than Halloween 6 and Resurrection, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, by a long shot.
I really wish that they had incorporated what happened in the first 20 minutes into the rest of the movie somehow.
Yeah,
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 because it was really
that was
cool.
a massive strike against the movie. I don't know why he made that decision.
The tension that they built up with her being so injured and her having to go up and down stairs at a rapid pace to try and escape Michael Myers was really, it was like edge of your seat watching. Like, oh my God, is she gonna get away, or is she gonna break her leg back open, or because she's slipping and falling and all this stuff, she ends up landing in a pile of corpses. I don't know why they have a pile of corpses at the hospital. That's pretty wild.
Mhm.
But the fact that they negated it all with it was all a dream. Yeah, what a cop out.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Remember when they did that for an entire season of Married with Children?
Was it Married with Children?
Yeah, it was Married with Children, where Peggy had a baby that they named Seven and all that kind of
Oh, I
business.
didn't realize. I know they got rid of seven. I didn't realize that that whole thing was a dream, though.
Yeah, they had Al Bundy wake up at the end of the season and say, "Oh my God, it was all a dream." Like,
Oh,
boo.
I didn't see that one.
All right, folks. Well, we've reached the end of our conversation on Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, unless there was anything else you wanted to say about it.
No, that's it.
All right. So remember to subscribe to Brandon's channel, Brandon versus Movies. Actually, over there. And subscribe to my channel while you're at it for more conversations like this. And we're going to be back real soon for a conversation on the very first movie of the David Gordon Green Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends trilogy. And I think that it's going to be interesting. So we will see you then.